Welcome to PyPod Chronicles, a series that brings our tech blog to life in a whole new way. Covering an array of topics surrounding Python and tech, from programming tips, best practices, and so much more. Let's get immersed in Python with the Nerd Nook on the go. Welcome back, guys, to PyPod Chronicles. I am stoked to have you all here as we enter episode 17. If you've been keeping up with the blog, then you already know me. I'm Rusty Raccoon. But hey, if you're new here, I'm Josh, your host. And let's jump into today's episode. I gave today's episode a title of The Perfect Combo: Essential Tools for Aspiring Programmers. What is this episode about? Well, it's actually about PyGame and PyQt, two essential frameworks. Now, you may be saying, Josh, no, PyGame, that's not the direction I'm heading in my Python journey. Well, I'm here to assure you that it actually is, and it's here to help you grow as a developer. Before I jump into today's episode, I have created a handcrafted Python guide specifically for you that I give to all my students on the first day of class. Go over and grab yourself a free copy at the link in the description. That's right, the link in the description, a free copy of a handcrafted Python guide you can use here on your Python journey. In the world of programming, choosing the right tools can significantly impact your learning experience, as well as your overall skill development. For many beginners, it is essential to start with tools that not only offer a gentle learning curve, but also provide you a solid foundation for all your future growth. Two such indispensable tools that I often teach in my classes are PyGame and PyQt. In today's episode, I'm going to explore why these two frameworks are essential tools for you beginners in your learning journey. And more importantly, how do they facilitate learning of object-oriented programming and how they enable the creation of class-based application? Well, here we are. Let's jump in. PyGame is a cross-platform set of Python modules specifically designed for video game development. Now, most of these games are 2D games, but nonetheless, they're still fun. It provides functionality for handling multimedia elements like graphics or sound or inputs. This makes it an excellent choice for starting off in any game development, and while using the Python language, it's got pretty straightforward syntax and readability. That complements PyGame and Python, making it accessible even to beginners. Now, going on to PyQt, on the other hand, this is a comprehensive set of Python bindings. So what I mean by that is Qt is actually a framework written in a different language, C++, and PyQt is like the bridge between those two. We use PyQt to develop powerful graphical user interface, or GUI, applications. More specifically, you can use this to build windowed apps in Python. As a result, PyQt is a valuable tool for beginners aiming to build class-based applications. So the question becomes, Josh, why are these essential for beginners? Well, they both teach object-oriented programming, and they put a heavy emphasis on this. Now, OOP is fundamental for any aspiring programmer. Both PyGame and PyQt emphasize the OOP principles, enabling you to grasp these complex concepts more efficiently or more easily. Understanding OOP concepts like classes, objects, inheritance form the bedrock of programming knowledge. With PyGame and PyQt, beginners can immerse themselves in OOP fundamentals. I've taught hundreds of students, and we work with both of these modules. I start with PyGame because it's more fun and it's slightly more interactive. It allows my students to build their own basic classes and interact with objects along the way. Once they have a grasp on PyGame and the basics of OOP, I move them into PyQt. In PyQt, they can use import ready-made classes and use these pre-programmed methods. This makes it important to understand the fundamentals of OOP first. That's why we start with PyGame. A few great things with these two frameworks. PyGame and PyQt offer hands-on experiences that bridge the gap between theoretical knowledge and practical application. That's important in your learning journey. Beginners can apply the concepts they learn directly into these real-world projects, like you could be building games, or you could create your own app. All along the way, you're gaining valuable skills as well as confidence. This hands-on approach, which I encourage, it fosters a deeper understanding of programming concepts, thus, enhancing your learning journey. Moving on, creating interactive projects. One of the most significant advantages of these two frameworks is the ability to create interactive projects. While PyGame focuses on games for beginner that are engaging, it also allows you to turn theoretical concepts into tangible results. PyQt is used to design sophisticated user interfaces, but it's perfect for beginners to get started. This provides a seamless user experience. Now, while learning both of these frameworks, they actually build transferable skills. The skills you acquire while working with these two frameworks, you can use in other programming domains. For example, the idea of object-oriented programming, all that knowledge you gain through PyGame, it can be applied to any programming language that supports OOP. While proficiency in building class-based applications with PyQt, that's going to open the doors to a wider range of software development opportunities. So OOP is used in Java or C++. Those are two completely different languages from Python. And PyQt, it's a class-based framework for applications. Maybe you could use Django or Flask. Those are another Python frameworks used to make web applications. So how can I use PyGame to get things started? Well, PyGame, it focuses on game development, serves as an exceptional platform for beginners, and it gives you a great start into object-oriented programming. You can learn the core principles along the way. To truly comprehend the significance of PyGame and teaching of OOP, let's jump into a few key object-oriented concepts. Class as an object. Well, in PyGame, game elements like your characters, your backgrounds, your objects, those are represented as classes. A class is like a blueprint. It defines the properties and the actions of a certain element. When a class is activated, that object is created. This approach allows beginners to create reusable and modular components. That makes their game development process more efficient and structured. Another key point is inheritance. PyGame leverages inheritance to create relationships between classes. Inheritance allows a new class, a child class, to inherit properties and behaviors from an existing superclass. This principal concept that promotes the idea of code reusability as well as organization. I'm not going to jump into how to get started with your PyGame project, right? Because I actually have episodes out on Code with Josh on YouTube that's included in my Python courses, as well as other podcast episodes. So if you're looking to get started on your Python journey and you want to get started with PyGame, head over and check out the courses because I have one there in the description. PyQt now. How can PyQt help you? Well, PyQt uses pre-built classes. So instead of having to create your own classes, you can actually import classes to use. The Qt framework is renowned for its versatility and it's widely used in various industries. Have you heard of the app Dropbox? Well, that was actually started with PyQt, which is pretty cool. So by understanding how classes work, PyQt is a treasure trove because all it has is pre-built classes. You can use those just as you would any class you would make, for example. In PyQt, these widgets are the objects on our screen. And these are fundamental elements used to construct the graphical user interface of any application. And when I say widget, I mean a button or a text box. Anything you see on the app screen, well, that's a part of it. For applications that require custom graphics or visualizations, PyQt's Graphics View framework offers a really powerful set of classes and tools. It enables developers to create intricate and interactive graphics. How to get started with the PyQt application? Well, once again, guys, I actually have other podcast episodes out on this that you should take a listen to, and I also have an entire course on building applications in PyQt. Head over to the blog if you're interested and give that a look. All right, let's wrap things up here. So PyGame and PyQt are essential tools for beginners in programming due to their focus on the teaching of object-oriented programming. and building class-based application. If you're a beginner, you should master all the fundamentals first, but the next hurdle in your programming journey, you do need to understand OOP. That's a key concept in Python. PyGame's game development capabilities enable beginners to explore these object-oriented principles by creating interactive projects. And PyQt empowers you to create professional GUI applications, all while using pre-built classes. This hands-on experience gained from working with these tools, it forms a solid foundation for future growth as a programmer in your journey. Well, that's all for now. Thank you guys for tuning in for this episode of PyPod Chronicles. And be sure to check out the blog if you're looking for more. The link is in the description. Until next time, I will see you guys in the next episode.